In example 2, we're going to look at finding slope from a line. So here's my line that's being graphed, and I want to know what the slope is. In order to find the slope, I need 2 points on my graph, and it could be any 2 points that lie on this graph. What I want to do is I want to find 2 nice points on my graph. So as I travel along my graph, I see that I have a nice point here, which means it's intersecting right at those cross lines. So I know what point it is exactly. So I'm going to take a look at this point right here. And then I'm also going to go ahead and find another point anywhere on my graph. So as I travel along my graph again, as I'm looking for a nice pair, I see a nice ordered pair right here as well. So I'm going to use this point too. And then what I'm looking for when I find slope is I'm looking for the rise over the run. So I'm going to look to always go from left to right and see how things are changing. So I'm going to start here and move my way to here. So my rise tells me I'm going down 1, 2. And since I'm going down, that's going to be negative. So down is negative, up is positive. So the change again in my y, I went from this point to this point. I'm going down 1, 2, and then I'm going over to the right by 1. So down 2, right 1, which means my run is just a positive 1. To the right is positive, to the left would be negative. And if I simplify this, negative 2 over 1, it would give me negative 2. Now I want to show you that it doesn't necessarily matter which points you choose. So I'm going to find the slope again, let's say using different points. Let's say I chose this point right here, which is a nice point. So I'm going to go in green right now. And maybe I chose this point right here. Okay, both have very nice points. They're farther apart, and that's okay. So if I were to pick those two, if I find my slope to get from here to here, think about my rise first. I'm going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I had to go down 6. So that would be a negative 6. And then after I go down 6, I had to go across 1, 2, 3 to get to that point. So I would have negative 6 over 3. But if I simplify negative 6 over 3, negative 6 divided by 3 is still negative 2. So it does not matter which points you choose as long as you simplify your answer in the end. So remember, the top is the rise, the difference in your y. The bottom is your run, the difference in your x. After you get your answer of negative 2, think about the classification we did above. As we trace our graph from left to right, notice we are going down. That indicates that we have a negative slope. So double check that you have the right sign. Now I'd like you to do letter B, the try this, and then check it when you're ready. If you did the try this correctly, I'm just going to show you a couple points. You could use, this is just one option, here and here. And if I do that, I get my rise is 1, 2, going up this time, which would be positive. And my run is 1, 2, and 3. So your answer here, your slope should have been 2/3. If you have questions on slope, please let me know.